ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमय यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के
We welcome all of you to today's Bhagavad Gita class.
और हम अध्ययन कर रहे हैं
We are studying
अध्याय का
chapter
7वां श्लोक।
verse 7.
इससे पहले भगवान ने अर्जुन को उपदेश दिया था कि जिस ज्ञान का उन्होंने पहले वर्णन किया
The
दूसरे
jnana, the knowledge that he described earlier in the second and third chapter,
से प्राप्त किया
the royal kings received it
और
in the parampara,
इस परंपरा का मूल स्रोत वह स्वयं है।
and he is the origin of this parampara. He gave it to Vivaswan, and then Vivaswan gave it to Manu, and Manu gave to Ikshvaku. In this way, the kings received this knowledge.
आपकी और हमारी आयु
So on this, Arjun's question was
तो आप ये
that
कैसे कह सकते हैं कि आप
both of our ages are almost similar. Then how can you say that you gave this knowledge to the Surya Dev Vivaswan?
मेरे और आपके बहुत जन्म बीत चुके हैं,
Then he answered,
सब याद है, लेकिन
We have passed through many births. I remember all of them, but you have forgotten.
उन्होंने कहा कि मैं अपनी
And
प्रकृति को
then he said that
नियंत्रित करके अपनी अंतरंगा शक्ति से यहाँ जगत में प्रकट होता हूँ।
with my Antaranga Shakti, I
यह
appear in
प्रश्न
this
उठता है कि
world.
आप कब जगत में प्रकट होते हैं, किस
So
कारण
now
से
the
प्रकट
question may be that when does he appear
किस
and
उद्देश्य से
why
प्रकट
does he appear? What is his objective
तो इसका उत्तर
of
भगवान
appearing in
स्वयं
this world?
देते हैं।
So he is answering that question in this verse.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्। तो ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण और
So
प्रसिद्ध
this is
श्लोक
a
है।
very important and very famous
भारत
verse,
में
especially in India.
अधिकतर लोग इस श्लोक को जानते हैं।
Most of the people know this
इसमें वो कहते
verse.
हैं कि हे भारत,
So in this he is telling
जब जब
that,
धर्म की हानि और अधर्म की
O
वृद्धि
Bharata,
होती है,
whenever at all there occurs a decline of righteousness, dharma,
यहाँ उन्होंने
and an uprising of
तब उसका
unrighteousness,
समय
at that
बताया
time I manifest myself.
और
So
किस
here he
कारण से
is
प्रकट
telling
होते हैं,
the timing when he
दो
appears
चीज़ों
and
का
why
उन्होंने
he
उल्लेख किया।
appears. 2 points are
इसमें मुख्य बात
explained
जो
here.
है वो धर्म की
So
बात
the
करते हैं।
main point here is he talks about dharma.
धर्म का जब क्षय होता है तो उस समय मैं अपने आप को
When
प्रकट
dharma
करता हूँ,
declines,
क्योंकि धर्म की
then
स्थापना
I appear,
उनका एक उत्तरदायित्व है। जैसे हम
because establishing dharma
कहेंगे,
is one of
जैसा
his
हम जानते हैं कि
responsibilities.
संसार जो है वो
As we
तीन
know
प्रकार की स्थितियों से
that
गुजरता है।
this
सृष्टि
world goes
स्थिति
through
लय।
three stages of
सृष्टि
creation,
के
maintenance, and
अधिष्ठाता
destruction.
ब्रह्मा जी हैं
So the Adhishtata of creation is
और
Brahma ji,
भगवान विष्णु हैं।
and the Adhishtata of
किसी भी
maintenance
सृष्टि को
is Bhagavan Vishnu.
रखने के लिए
So to
देखना
maintain anything,
पड़ता है
we have to
कि जो
see
चीज उसमें अवरोध
that
पैदा कर रही है
whatever is creating obstacle in
उसका
that,
हम निराकरण करें।
we should remove the obstacle.
तो धर्म जो है वो स्थिति को
So dharma
संभाल के रखता है, उसी को धर्म
maintains
बोलते
this
हैं।
world. That
धर्म
is
की
why
जो
it is called
परिभाषा दी
dharma.
है वो यही है।
Dharma word is explained like
धारणा
this.
आहुत धर्म धार्यते धर्मेण विधृता प्रजा या धर्म धार्यते प्रजा, दोनों प्रकार के पाठ मिलते हैं। यह स्यात् धारण संयुक्त सधर्म इति निश्चय। तो धर्म शब्द जो है वो ध्री धातु से बना है, जिसका मतलब
Dharma
होता है
word
कि
is made with Dhri dhatu. It means
जैसे
to
आपने कपड़े
hold
पहने
something.
हैं तो
Like you have worn clothes.
वस्त्र धारण किए हुए हैं,
So we say that we have done
या
dharan
आप
of the
धारण
vastra. We
किए
have
चीज़ रखे हुए
holding
हैं,
on to
उसको
the
धारण
clothes.
किया हुआ है।
Or if you have something in your pocket,
चले
that we are doing dharan, means we are
उसको
holding on to
धारण
that.
किया।
Or if you are carrying
तो
some weight,
धारण का
means we
मतलब
have done
किसी
dharan, we are
चीज़ की
holding
स्थिति
on.
को बना के
So
रखना।
dharan means to maintain the status
धारण
quo
शब्द
of
का
something, to maintain
तात्पर्य
something.
यही है। धारण
That
का
is
मतलब
what
कि जो धारण करे,
dharma means here,
उसको बना कर रखे,
means which
उसको
maintains
धर्म
it.
बोलते हैं।
That is called dharma.
तो वस्तुओं के अपने धर्म होते हैं।
So objects have their own dharma. Every
अग्नि एक धर्म है,
object has
जैसे
its
अग्नि का
own
धर्म है
dharma.
जलाना।
Like the dharma of
जल का
fire is to burn,
धर्म है अग्नि को बुझाना।
the dharma of water is to extinguish fire.
पानी गर्म होगा तो भी अग्नि को
If
बुझाएगा,
water is hot, then
चलाएगा।
also
या
it
बहना,
will extinguish the heat,
बहता
because
हुआ
that is its
तो वो
dharma.
उसका धर्म
Or
है।
to flow downwards, that is its dharma.
तो ये तो है वस्तुओं के धर्म।
So
इसी
this is
प्रकार
the dharma of the
प्राणियों के भी,
objects.
जीव जंतु
Similarly,
की,
the
उनके भी
different
अपने धर्म
species
होते
of
हैं।
life, they also have their own
वो किस तरह
dharmas.
से बर्ताव
Dog has
करते
its
हैं,
own dharma, how to
जिसे
behave.
प्रकृति बोलते हैं।
That is its
प्रकृति के
prakriti,
अपने
that is
धर्म
its
होते हैं।
nature. Cat has its
कुत्ते के
own
अपने धर्म
dharma
होते
or
हैं।
nature. Cow has its own dharma or
वो
nature.
फल
Even
लगेगा,
plants,
कितनी
trees,
देर
they
में
have their
फलेगा,
own dharma or nature. When they will flower, when there will be fruits, how long they will
क्या
live,
होता है।
what is the favorable
लेकिन यहाँ पर जो
uh,
धर्म की बात
amount
की
or
गई है
timing
वो
for water,
भिन्न
other
प्रकार की है।
nutrients. But here the dharma
एक
that
है
Bhagavan
धर्म
is
जिसको
speaking about, that is
वास्तविक धर्म
different.
कहते हैं। तो
Here,
ये जो धर्म है ये तो स्वभाव से उनमें रहते हैं।
the dharma I
स्वभाव
described
से
till now
जो होता
was
है
according to
बाहर
its
से नहीं आता है।
nature. The Agni or fire has not
जैसे
acquired
अग्नि
that
जल
dharma
जाएगी
from
तो वो
outside.
जलाने
It is
लगेगी।
not that fire was not burning earlier and it started burning. It has
जैसे
not
हमारे कपड़े हैं,
caught hold of that
जिस
dharma.
पोशाक में हम पैदा नहीं हुए हैं,
Like we are wearing clothes. we have not been born with the clothes. We have got it from outside. Similarly, there are some rules which are helpful in maintaining the society. They are called dharma. And so we have to hold on to them, meaning we have to obey those rules. For example, there is a rule for transportation. Let's say if you go on some road, then there are so many vehicles plying on that road. Some vehicles are coming in your direction and some are moving in the opposite direction. Some are towards you, some are going away from you. So if we do not make some rules and regulations, then there will be clash, there will be accident, and it will cause major loss. That's why there are some rules of traffic. So you can say that is the dharma of traffic, and we have to follow them. The rules of traffic are not such that they are just automatically like that. We make those rules so that the traffic continues in smooth way. If we do not follow them, then the traffic will not move in a smooth manner. Then there will be traffic jam. So the main reason for that traffic jam is somewhere or the other, somewhere has not followed the rule, broken the rule, whatever may be the reason. It may be due to some accident, or somebody's vehicle is vehicle broke down in the middle of the road, or somebody had placed a vehicle in the wrong way, the middle of the road. So some reason must be there which is causing obstruction in the traffic. So then the traffic won't move in a smooth way. So similarly, in order to function properly in the society, Bhagavan has made some rules. And if we follow those rules properly, then our society will function in a systematic, in a cohesive manner. Why? Because we are not the only people in the society. There are so many people in the society, and everyone has his or her own desires. And those desires also conflict among each other. Like in traffic, some vehicles are coming towards us and or maybe moving in the same direction as we are moving, and some are coming from the other point towards us. So there is a conflict of direction between them. If they are all moving on the same road, they have to move very carefully, avoiding clashes, avoiding hitting each other. Otherwise, there will be accident. Similarly, we also have desires, and our desires conflict among each other. If I want to obtain a position, you also want to obtain that position. So post position is same, but multiple people want to obtain that. So everybody wants that he or she should get that post, and the other one should be rejected. So then there are some rules and regulations that if you clear this particular exam, or you clear the cutoffs marks in such and such exam, or whoever becomes the topper, he will clear. Because if such rules are not made, then there will be fight. People will fight among each other as to who should secure that post. So rules are made because we have different desires and we have different levels of energy or different types of shakti. Some people have more power, so they will end up controlling others or exploiting others. So that is why rules are made. There are laws framed by the government. Court judiciary system is made so that people obey the rules properly. So in order to make the government or the country function in a cohesive manner, these rules are made. If there is a society or an institution, it has its own rules. If you have a family, you have your rules, that this will be the timing for breakfast or lunch or dinner, or this is your room, this is my room. So if there are such rules, then only the society will function in a proper way. When people stop functioning properly, then there will be chaos. If you have limited food in the home, or some sweets or some exotic items, and if only one person consumes everything, then others will protest. So it should be divided among everyone.
के नियमावली को
That's why there are rules.
धर्म कहते हैं और ये धर्म
So
केवल
this set of rules is
जीवन के
called
लिए नहीं इससे
dharma.
हमारा
And
आगे
dharma is meant not just for this particular life,
हमारे अनेक
it is
जन्मों
also
में
required for
भगवान
our
बहुनी
upcoming lives.
जन्मानी तब चार्जुन
Like Bhagavan, we don't have just, this
अनेक
is not our only birth.
बीत चुके हैं
We have many births. Like Bhagavan said that we have passed through many births.
नए के
You
सिलसिले
have forgotten them,
तो हमारे
but I
पूर्व जन्म
remember.
रहे आगे भी जन्म रहे
So
तो आगे
I
जन्म रहे
have
तो वो
past
हमारे
life.
इस जन्म के
We had
कर्मों
past
को
lives and we will have future births also. So
तो
our
या तो
future
आज के
births
जन्म में
depend
पुण्य
on
वाला है
our
और
the
उसका
karma
अगले जन्म
done
में
in the
कोई
present
होने
birth.
वाला नहीं है या कोई हानि नहीं होने वाली
If
है
you are
उसका फल
following
अभी मिल जाएगा
traffic rules,
तो
or if
इसी
you break
प्रकार
the
से
traffic rules, you will get the results accordingly
जीवन
immediately in this life
ये
itself. It has
धर्म
nothing to
सिर्फ
do with next
केवल
life.
इसी समाज में नहीं लेकिन इससे आगे तक भी जाता
But the dharma that Bhagavan is telling,
है और उसमें अगर
that
कोई बाधा
dharma
हो जाती है तो
influences
उसका
our future
समाज
lives
कुछ
also.
करेगा नहीं
So if there is
और इसका जो
discrepancy in following that dharma, then
फिर
there
भगवान
will be chaos in the society.
और भगवान का जो
So mainly it
प्रधान
is the responsibility of Bhagavan to ensure that dharma is maintained
सरकार है
in the
तो वास्तव में
society. And the representatives of Bhagavan, like there were kings earlier,
पुराने
so
जमाने में जब
they were appointed to
अपने देश
ensure
में
the maintenance of
तो
dharma only.
कार्य जो है
The in the earlier ages, the
कि लोगों
main
के
duty of
धर्म का
kings
पालन करें
was to
लेकिन
ensure
वर्तमान
that
समय
people
में
follow their own respective
इसका एक
dharmas.
बहुत बड़ा अंग ये
Like now there
ये
is
है कि लोग सारे
government,
कानूनों का पालन करें
so
जो
major
कानूनों का पालन नहीं करता है उनको दंडित होने वाला
major division of
सरकार
government
हिस्सा
is
है
busy in
तो ऐसे
ensuring that
भगवान
people
का
follow the
जो है
rules, people follow the
वो
laws.
मानता है
So similarly,
कि
there
उस
is
दंडित करने
system
के लिए
in
यम
Bhagwan's government. Those who do
यम
not
का जो
follow the
प्रभाव होता
rules,
है यम का
they
प्रभाव
are
है
punished by Yamraj. That is what
जो
Yama
नियमावली
means.
है
Yama and
उस
Niyama.
नियमावली को पालन नहीं करते हो तो जैसे यहाँ पर पुलिस
So
है
there are some rules. If you do not follow the rules, then
और
you will be summoned by
न्यायाधीश
the
वहाँ
police,
पे
by the
शासन
court. The
करता है
judge will punish you.
और उसके दूत हैं
Similarly,
जो
there is
दूसरी
Yamraj
पार्टी
there.
आपको पकड़ के ले जाएगी
So Yamraj has his own
जिससे
assistants, the
यहाँ कोई वकील
Yamadutas.
नहीं होता
They
लोग
will catch hold of you, and
यहाँ तो आप अपना वकील खुद
you will
बना
be
सकते हैं
summoned in front of Yamraj, and there you will not get
इसके
any
अलावा आप
lawyers
केस
to
भी
help you.
वापस भी जा सकते हैं
Here you can appoint lawyers and you
वहाँ
can
पर
frame even false cases and escape.
वहाँ पर तो
But there is no,
उनको आपसे पहले ही पता है
there is no such
किस
system in
केस में
front of Yamraj. He
इसलिए
doesn't need any
यहाँ पे
lawyers. He does not
भगवान
need
को
any
पता है
witnesses.
कि
And
आपने ये ऐसा किया इसका
he
ये
does not even need to tell you that because you have done this, you are punished like this.
और
There will be no
किस
justifications given there.
कैसे इसके विरुद्ध
Simply the punishments will
इन्होंने
be
व्यवस्था ऐसी की है
announced
कि
there.
उनको
Because
इससे
he has made such a system that he
और
doesn't
इसमें
need
जो
all
कुछ
this.
त्रुटियां हैं
Because in this system, whether lawyers,
बहस इस तरह से करते
there
हैं
are
कि
some loopholes,
लोग मान
defects.
लेते हैं
Lawyers often, many times,
नीति जो है प्रभावित हो सकती
argue
है
in such a way that they can
और
influence the judge.
कुछ लोग उनको भी प्रभावित कर देते हैं धन से प्रभावित करते हैं
They may get influenced by money
अपने और किसी
or
पद से प्रभावित कर
power,
सकते
post
हैं
position.
तो वहाँ ये सब प्रभाव चलता नहीं है और किसी के साथ में अन्याय नहीं होता है
So in case of Yamaraj, all this
तो
influence
हर
post
चीज
money doesn't work.
उनके पास में रिकॉर्ड
And
साफ
his
रहता है
justice has no fault because
तो गुप्त रूप से
every
आपका सब
the record of every karma is
सब
maintained in a secret way.
जैसे सीसीटीवी
It
कैमरा
is done by Chitragupta.
उन्होंने आपके हृदय
Like
में जो कुछ
CCTV
भी देखा
camera records everything. So he
क्या
has fit the
सोचते हैं
camera in your
वो सब इसमें
chitta
रिकॉर्ड
only.
होगा
Whatever you do, whatever you
किस
think,
प्रकार
everything
से
is getting
आपका
recorded
व्यवहार
there.
क्या है इसमें
Then he will open your hard disk and he will check everything, whatever
तो इसलिए
you
कहते
have
हैं कि
done,
पहले से ही धर्म
thought.
का पालन कीजिए लेकिन कुछ
So
लोग ऐसे हैं कि
it is
अभी भी
said
कहीं
in advance only that why don't
समाज
you
ऐसा
follow
है कि वो
dharma?
जानते हैं कि
But there are
धर्म
some
करना
people they
चाहिए
don't listen. They know
लेकिन
this
कुछ
is
ऐसे लोग
wrong,
हैं
but still they do it
या अपने राग
out of
द्वेष के
ahankara
कारण
or maybe due to their raga dvesh, the attachment and
इसका
aversions.
जो है
So the main problem is
ग्लानि
that
होती है जो उन्होंने कहा
the
धर्म से
decline in
ग्लानि
dharma,
वो धर्म की ग्लानि क्यों होती है
why does
या
that
फिर
decline
धर्म की
happen?
हानि
Why?
तो उसका मूल कारण होता है हमारा राग और द्वेष
So the main reason is our
अगर
raga dvesh.
घर में मिठाई है और 10 परिवार में 10 लोग हैं लेकिन मिठाई के पीस
For
खा सकते
example,
हैं,
if there are sweets in home and number of sweets is less than number of members, now if you have attachment, then secretly you will take out
इस तरह से हो
more
जाता है।
number of sweets, or you may even
क्योंकि आप
steal from
द्वेष करते हैं,
others.
क्योंकि आपका राग है
It
उसमें।
happens. So why does that happen? Because you have raga,
उससे
you are
ये
attached to that. Or if you
उससे
have
ये
dvesha,
पता
you have
चलता है
aversion to
कि
someone,
जहाँ
so
राग
you want to
होता है
cause harm to
वहाँ
that.
केवल धर्म की हानि
So
होती
where
है।
there is raga and dvesh, there
तो इसीलिए
dharma
अगर हम
declines.
स्मरण में लाएं तो दूसरे और तीसरे अध्याय में
So
भगवान ने
that is
बार बार
why,
कहा
if you
कि
recollect,
स्वरूप के
Bhagavan
सामने
told many times that you should
राग
rise
द्वेष
above raga
छाड़ो
dvesh.
इंद्रिय शरण इंद्रियार्थन विमूढ़ात्। तो ये इंद्रियों के अर्थ के कारण राग द्वेष के कारण विमूढ़ात्मा हो जाता है, और वो कहते हैं कि राग द्वेष से वियुक्त होइए।
So because of attachment to sense objects, person gets implicated in this raga dvesh. Bhagavan advises to go beyond raga dvesh, to rise above both.
से ऊपर उठे।
That you should rise above raga
तो ये
dvesh,
जो
above
संबंध
victory,
है
defeat,
इसका सबका संबंध जो है
above all these dualities. So now we will
धर्म के बिना
understand that
चाहिए
these are
काम
all
नहीं
connected
चलेगा,
to
दर्शन बिना
dharma.
घंटी बजाए।
Dharma does not mean that you just go to temple, you
धर्म
ring the
वास्तव
bell and
में
you come back.
एक व्यवस्था है,
Dharma is
एक
actually a
नियमावली है
system, it's a set
जिसका
of
पालन करना है।
rules that you have to
मंदिर
follow.
जाने का नियम भी इसलिए बनाया गया ताकि
So
आप
the
दर्शन
rule
करें,
of going to
भगवान का।
temple is also framed for that reason only, so
और
that
लोग उसको भूल
you
जाते हैं केवल दर्शन
regularly
करने के लिए,
recollect
उसमें रुपए
that
लगाया जाता
the
है,
boss is sitting,
इससे ये लाभ होता है,
the
वो
boss
लाभ
is
होता है।
watching everything, he's there.
और उसका कारण केवल यही है कि किसी
So
तरह से
then
आपकी
they give
स्मृति
different
बनी रहे।
verses where there is glorification of going to temple,
जब
what are
हम
the
मंदिरों
benefits,
की याद आ
results.
जाते हैं तो हमारी
So what
स्मृति
happens
बनी
is
रहती है।
that we lose our memory when we come under the attachment, under the influence of karma, we lose memory.
मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रम और स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाश और बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति। तो यही चक्र चलता रहता है हमारे जीवन
So
में।
this cycle goes on in
धर्म
our
के मार्ग
life.
में लोग आते हैं, उनके साथ भी
People
यही
come
होता
to
है।
the spiritual path,
इसलिए बार बार
same thing
स्मरण
happens
के
with
लिए
them
कहा गया
also.
है कि
Why
स्मृति
why
करो,
smaran
जैसे
is
वो कहते हैं
prescribed always? Why nam japa,
इसलिए कि
kirtan
हमको ये
all the
स्मृति
time?
बनी रहे कि हमारे
So
ऊपर भी
that
कोई है,
this memory remains, that there is somebody who is sitting
मुझे ऐसा
above
लगता है
us,
कि मैं ही सब कुछ हूँ।
who is the
चाहे
boss.
आप इस दुनिया में
Otherwise,
चाहें या ना
we
चाहें,
always feel that
इसलिए
we
कि
are all in
मैं
all, we are everything, we are the
अगर सब
boss.
कुछ नहीं हूँ तो कुछ तो हूँ ही।
Our feeling is that we are everything. Even if I am not everything, at least I am something.
और उसका मतलब मैं दूसरों से कुछ ज्यादा हूँ।
And not only I am something more than others.
तो जानता
Who
नहीं
are
मैं कौन
you?
हूँ।
You don't know who am I.
तो इसी कारण से अधर्म होता है।
So this leads to adharma.
और भगवान जो स्वयं
And
वास्तव में सब
Bhagavan,
कुछ हैं,
who is actually
वो अर्जुन
everything,
का रथ हाँक रहे हैं।
he is driving Arjuna's
देखने
chariot.
वाली बात है कि जो
This is an
वास्तव में
important
सब कुछ
point.
हैं,
That one who is actually
वो
everything,
अहंकार नहीं है,
he is not having any ahankara.
छोटा काम कर रहे हैं, रथ
He
हाँक
is
रहे हैं,
doing such a
ड्राइवर बन
menial
के।
task of driving Arjuna's chariot.
और जो कुछ भी नहीं है,
And
एक अणु
those
मात्र है,
who are nothing,
तन्मय वंशो
meaning
जीव
just
लोके,
atomic particle,
मेरा एक छोटा सा अंश है,
just a tiny angsha,
साग्र सतभागस्य सतधा
just
कल्पित
the
से
1/10,000th
अगर
part of
एक
the
बाल
tip
है,
of
एक
hair.
केश, उसके अगले वाले भाग का है, अगर 1000 हिस्सा करो तो उतना सा है हम हमारा अस्तित्व।
Our
और हम
existence,
सोचते हैं
our
कि हम
size is
कुछ
that
हैं।
much, but still we think that we are
उसके
something,
कारण से सारी समस्याएं खड़ी होती
although
हैं,
we are so tiny.
उसके कारण से
So this
सब
is
खराब
why
होता
all
है।
problems
अज्ञान
arise,
से
and
भ्रष्टाचार,
then
बुराई,
relations are
ये सब
spoiled,
मिथ्याचार,
and then there is
तो
all
इसी तरह हम
people,
लोग
then
भगवान
people
को भूल
behave
रहे हैं कि
in
जब ये धर्म की ग्लानि होती है,
improper way.
और ग्लानि
So
का
that's what
मतलब ये
Bhagavan
नहीं
is
कि
teaching
धर्म
here,
का
that
पालन नहीं करते
dharma
हैं,
declines. Declining
धर्म
dharma
कभी
means
नाश नहीं होता है।
we do not follow the rules. Dharma is never
नियम का
destroyed,
क्या विनाश होगा?
because how can you destroy rules?
हमें सत्य बोलना चाहिए।
We should speak the truth. We should be truthful.
अब ये तो धर्म का अंग है, अब हम बोले या ना बोले,
This is an anga of
अगर हम
dharma.
बोलते हैं तो
Now,
हमने धर्म
whether
को धारण
we
किया है,
speak truth or lie,
और अगर नहीं
that is
बोलते
up
तो
to
फिर
us. If
धर्म
we
का
are
धर्म है या
truthful,
फिर हमारा
then
धर्म
we
नहीं है।
are doing dharma. Otherwise, we have adharma.
तो ये जो ग्लानि होती है,
So this decline that
इसीलिए
happens, it happens due to this reason only.
हम अपने राग द्वेष से प्रभावित हो जाते हैं और इसी को
We
नियंत्रण
become influenced by Raga Dvesh,
का प्रवर्तन किया
and in order to control this only, there is dharma in the society.
सतयुग में
Actually, there is no need of dharma. Like it is said that in Satya Yuga, all were Paramhansas. There was no Ragadvesh. So there was no need of any dharma that time. There was no need of any king,
क्योंकि कोई
no need of any court, because nobody was breaking any rule of dharma.
करने लगे हैं
If everyone follows the law,
जरूरत रह जाएगी।
then why do you need police? Why do you need court?
अगर
You
लोग
don't need all
ईमानदार
that.
हो गए तो चोर
If
ही नहीं
people
होंगे,
don't steal, there will be no thief only.
चोर नहीं होंगे तो पुलिस की क्या।
And if there are no thieves, then what is the use of police?
तो इसलिए ये ग्लानि होती है।
So this is why dharma declines. So regarding this, there is a story. There was a Muni named Pippalad,
और उनकी पत्नी थी
and
सुंदर थी, तो
his
एक दिन
wife was very beautiful. And one day she went to the Ganges to take bath. There Dharmaraj also appeared. Dharmaraj saw her, and he became infatuated with Kama.
सती साध्वी पत्नी
She
थी,
was a very chaste
समझ गई
woman, and
मेरे
she
पति की
understood
एक
that
दृष्टि,
he is having
तो इसलिए उन्होंने उनको श्राप दे
lusty
दिया
feelings
काल
for
का
me.
क्षय होगा।
So she cursed him
तो तब से धर्म का क्षय
that
होने लगा।
you will decline.
कि धर्म के जो
Since
चार
then,
हैं,
dharma started declining.
सत्य,
That's why it is said that the four legs on which dharma stands: truthfulness, mercy,
सतयुग
cleanliness,
में
and
जो
austerity.
पैर थे,
In Satya Yuga, all four were existing, and then dharma started
तो ये
declining.
ग्लानि इसलिए सिखा हमको बताई जाती है
So
ताकि
the
इसमें एक
story is
सिद्धांत
told to
मिले।
us
तो धर्म का
with
क्षय
the
इसलिए
objective that we learn the Siddhanta. So why dharma declined? Because there was Kama.
काम रूपी जो संकल्प उसके मन में आया,
The
उसके
sankalpa
कारण
of
से धर्म
Kama
का
that he
क्षय हुआ।
had, because of that dharma started
तो इसलिए
declining.
भगवान ने तीसरे अध्याय में
That's
कहा
why
था,
in the third chapter, Bhagavan had told that
रजोगुण समुद्भव महाशनो महापापमा विद्धि एनम इह वैरिणम, कि ये जो काम है, और काम का
this
मतलब
Kama,
हम आवश्यकता से अधिक जब हम संग्रह करना चाहते हैं,
Kama means when we want to get more than what we
उसमें कोई
need.
समस्या नहीं है।
Like if we have fundamental
हमारी
needs,
कामना जब
but
तीव्र हो जाती है,
when
हमको
our
आवश्यकता
Kama is
से अधिक
strong,
ज्यादा
then
चाहते हैं,
we want more
दूसरे
than
का
what we
सामान,
need.
दूसरे का धन, दूसरे का द्रव्य, दूसरे की
Then we want to acquire others' wealth, others'
चाहते हैं,
wives, others'
उसी से
property,
फिर अधर्म फैलता
and then
है। और
dharma
इसको नियंत्रण
declines and
करने के
adharma
लिए,
spreads. In order to control that, Bhagavan appears.
तो इसलिए धर्म की रक्षा करना आवश्यक है।
That's why it is important to protect
धर्मो
dharma.
हतो हन्ति धर्मो रक्षति रक्षितः, तस्मात् धर्मम न त्यजामि मानो धर्मो हतो अवधीत। ये युधिष्ठिर महाराज का वचन है यक्ष के प्रति।
This is the statement by Yudhishthir Maharaj to Yaksha
पांडव लोग
regarding that katha in Mahabharata when Pandavas were in exile,
प्यास लगी, उसे
and one day Yudhishthir was very thirsty.
से कहा
He
कि
was sitting, he
आसपास
told
में कोई
Bhima,
तालाब हो,
just see around, check around if there is
तो
any
पत्थर
lake,
पर चढ़ के उसने
if you
देखा
can
कि
get some
पक्षी
water
सब
for
मर गए
me.
थे।
So when Bhima climbed
तो उसने
over the
देखा
tree
कि
and
कुछ
found
जानवर
that
थे, उसने
some
समझ लिया
birds
कि
were
देखा वहाँ
wandering,
तालाब
he
था।
guessed that there must be some water body,
उसको भी प्यास
So
लगी,
when he went, he found a lake, and himself was also thirsty, and he started drinking water. So there was a yaksha on the tree
तो
at
भीम ने
the
देखा कि थोड़ा
bank, and he told to
पानी है,
Bhim,
पीने
wait.
से पहले मेरे
So
प्रश्न का
Bhim
उत्तर
saw
दो।
him, and the yaksha
तो
told
भीम
that
ने
before
उसकी बात
drinking with
नहीं
this
सुनी,
water, you answer my
और एक
questions.
पीते ही
So Bhim did not
अचेत हो गया।
obey his order, and as soon
काफी
as
समय बीत
being
गया,
drank that
उसने
water,
कहा कि
he fell unconscious.
देखो अर्जुन
So a
जी
lot
कहीं
of
जिंदा
time had
होगा तो
passed, and
बताना।
then Yudhishthir told Arjun, please check, Bhim has not returned.
फिर वही
You go.
सहदेव की भी
So
बात,
Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev, they all faced the
युधिष्ठिर
same
महाराज
situation.
स्वयं गए,
Then Yudhishthir Maharaj himself, he went there,
और उनको तो प्यास
and
लगी ही थी,
he was anyway thirsty. So when he
फिर भी
was
आवाज
about to drink water, then he heard the same sound that
उन्होंने कहा कि
wait.
जल मत पीजिए,
So
मेरे
he
प्रश्न
saw
का
the
उत्तर दो।
yaksha,
तो
and
युधिष्ठिर
yaksha told him, don't drink the water, answer my question.
उनका
So
पहले
Yudhishthir
प्रश्न पूरा
stopped,
किया।
and he told, okay, you please ask. So Yaksha asked him 100 questions, and Yudhishthir answered all the 100 questions. So Yaksha was very pleased, and he said that I am satisfied with your answers. So I bless you that you, among these four brothers, you can bring anyone back to life, anyone. So Yudhishthir said that you bring Nakul back to life. So then Yaksha asked, why do you want Nakul? Because you will have to fight in the war, because your property, your kingdom has been unjustly acquired. So why not get Bhim or Arjun? They are great warriors, and you have so much love for them. So why do you want Nakul? So Yudhishthir said, I am a religious person, and I follow the principle of equality, and I have two mothers, my mother Kunti and the mother of Nakul, that is Madri. So Kunti, I am Kunti's son, I am alive, and if I tell you to wake up to bring Arjun or Bhim back to life, then Madri's both sons will be dead. But if I ask you to bring Nakul back to life, then at least Madri's one son will be alive. So Yaksha asked, what is the benefit? So then Yudhishthir said, I am not doing it for any benefit. Then he said this verse, that if I hold on to dharma, if I protect dharma, then dharma will protect me. Because if I do not maintain dharma, then that dharma itself will kill me. Like if you do not follow the rules, if you follow the rules of traffic, those rules will protect you. But if you don't follow the rules, those rules will kill you. You will end up with accident. Even if you don't die, at least your some bones will break. That's why if we protect dharma, then dharma protects us. That's why Bhagavan appears to establish dharma. And what does sthapana or establishing mean? Meaning to he makes sure that people follow dharma. It is not that he dharma is some object which he brings and he distributes to everyone. It is something that we have to follow, imbibe in our life. So if we follow this, then our life will be, we will live happily, and others will also live happily. But if we do not follow dharma, then neither we will be happy nor others will be happy, because we will inflict suffering upon others also, and the result will be that we will also get we will also suffer in future. Because either, even if we are not suffering now, it is guaranteed that we will suffer in future. So those who do not follow dharma, they are never happy. This is what we should understand. Nowadays, there is an illusion or wrong idea in our mind. I remember that when I was studying in college, then also my companions used to say that our country is backward because of dharma only. Others countries, they have progressed so much. Why? Because they did not get into this all this mess of dharma. But we are so orthodox, and we just believe in all these unnecessary things called dharma. And science does not teach anything about dharma, and scientists have not seen any Bhagavan. So this is the main reason why we are so backward. So this is a great surprise how people think like this. It's like you say that why I am not healthy because I am not drinking poison, and why others are healthy because they are drinking poison. So this illusion is still there in the society, and the main reason for this is our education system. Because in the education system, nothing is taught about dharma. This is a great
भारत जो
surprise
धर्म
that
प्रधान देश रहा है,
Bharata, which was
सबसे
always
ज्यादा धर्म वहीं
rooted
फैलाया
in
है
dharma, and
हमेशा
so
से।
much dharma was there in Bharata. Great
और सारे अवतार यहाँ
rishis,
पर हुए
avatars who
कि
appeared
भारत
in
को
this
सिखाने
country.
कि हम धर्म
But
को
today our
कैसे
situation
अपनाएं।
is that we consider this dharma to be
जैसे कि
the cause of our being
बचपन
backward.
से सिखाया
So why
गया
it has happened? That because we have been educated
लाइफ
like
में
that.
खाली
It has
चकाचौंध
been taught to us like
दिखाते
that.
हैं,
All the glitter and glamour that we see
वही दुख
around,
का कारण है। और वो अब दुख प्रकट होने लगा है, जितना भी जो
that is the cause of the
पोल्यूशन फैला
suffering.
हुआ है,
And
क्योंकि
you
धर्म
can
जो
now you
है
can see the suffering
वो
manifesting. So
मनुष्य
much
को
pollution is
बर्बाद
there
करता है।
everywhere around. If you do not follow dharma, then there is adharma, and
जब
that adharma is a
जब
pollution. It's
मन
a defect of the mind.
दूषित हो जाता
And
है
when our mind is polluted,
तो वही
then
प्रदूषण बाहर फैलता है।
we spread that same pollution
आजकल
around
हमारे
in
वातावरण
the
में जो
society
प्रदूषण
also.
फैला
So
फैला
whatever
हुआ है,
pollution we see
ये
in the
हमारी वजह से
environment,
हुआ है। ये
that
हमने
pollution
किया
has
नहीं,
come from
बाहर से
within
प्रदूषण
only.
फैलाने के लिए नहीं
We
आया।
only have spread that
प्रकृति
pollution.
भी तो हर चीज को
Bhagavan has not
कंट्रोल
appeared
करती
to
है,
spread that pollution. Prakriti
उसका बैलेंस
controls,
बना के चलती है।
Prakriti balances
धरना ही
everything.
इस प्रकार से है कि जो
Prakriti is made in such a way
वो
that
ऑक्सीजन
all
देते
the
हैं, हम
trees,
कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड छोड़ते
plants,
हैं।
they
वो तो हमारी सहायता के लिए, लेकिन अगर
release
वो
the
पेड़ अगर
oxygen.
हम ही काटे हैं तो प्रदूषण तो हम ही
So
फैला
they
रहे
are
हैं।
meant for our benefit. But if we cut off those trees, then we will
उसका
only
कारण
suffer.
मनुष्य ही है।
So the main reason for this
भारत जो जापान अब प्रदूषित हो
destruction
गया
is
है,
human being
इसलिए
only.
प्रदूषण है।
Our food has become so
बाहर
much
का जो
contaminated.
खाना है,
Everything,
उसमें
every
पता नहीं क्या क्या
food
मिलावट
item
हो रहा है।
outside is contaminated. You can't imagine what
पहले जो
all is there in that.
इंग्रेडिएंट है, जो सामग्री है,
Earlier,
चावल,
the ingredients
गेहूँ, सब्जी,
that we had with the
सब
rice, wheat,
उसमें, और उसको जो
now
बनाते हैं
those
वो
ingredients are also
और प्रदूषित
polluted,
कर देते
and
हैं,
those who are
ताकि वो
cooking, they are
स्वाद बढ़
polluting
जाए।
that even more,
तो ऐसा क्यों है?
just to increase the
क्योंकि
improve the
धर्म
taste. So why it is
धर्म
happening?
को
It
ज़्यादा
is
पसंद
happening due
करता
to
है।
adharma. Every person wants to
ज़्यादा
earn
पैसा क्यों
more
कमाता
and
है?
more.
इसलिए चाहता है कि
Why he
ज़्यादा
wants to earn more and more? So
क्योंकि
that he can
वेल्थ होगा तो
enjoy
काम
the
भी आएगा।
senses, because if there is
वही
wealth,
बात
then
काम
there
की
is
है।
karma. So the then everything
काम
comes
जिसको
back to that
करवाएंगे
karma only. The main reason is
उसको
karma
करवाने से
only.
ही प्रदूषण होता है।
So all the pollution is due to karma only.
तो उसको हटाने के लिए,
So in order to get rid
उसको
of that,
बैलेंस करने के लिए,
in order to balance that,
उसकी समता बनाने के लिए भगवान यहाँ पर
to maintain the equilibrium,
मैं
Bhagavan
अपने
says
आप को
here
प्रकट करता
that
हूँ।
I manifest myself.
ये जितना भी
So
अब एक प्रकार का प्रदूषण तो ये है कि हम चीज़ों में
one
कुछ
type of
गलत चीज़ें
pollution
मिला दें।
is that
जैसे आप
we
सुनते
mix
हैं कि
the
आजकल जो
wrong
घी आता
items
है वो
in the
शुद्ध
food.
नहीं है,
Like you hear nowadays, the
उसमें
ghee
विष
is
होता है।
nowadays is not pure, it is made with
इस तरह
animal
से
fat.
हम चीज़ों को ही
And other thing
जेनेटिकली
is that
मॉडिफाई कर दिया
we
है,
modify the items only
उसको
genetically. That is also one type of pollution. Like
परिवर्तित कर दिया है।
nowadays we have the genetically modified
और उसी प्रकार जो
vegetables.
प्रजातियां हैं गाय की, भैंस
Similarly,
की,
the
उनकी भी
species
प्रजातियों को हमने हटा
cow,
दिया।
buffalo, so we have
तो
genetically
इसी
modified them
प्रकार
also. So who does all
पशु
this?
लोग जो हैं,
Human being only.
पेड़ पौधे, वो कोई
Animals,
प्रदूषण नहीं फैलाते,
plants, trees, they don't spread any
मनुष्य ही
pollution.
है।
It is human being
मनुष्य ही
only.
तब फैलाता है जब उसके मन
And
में
human
प्रदूषण
being
होता
also
है।
does that when his
तो
mind
मूल
becomes
कारण तो
polluted.
धर्म ही है।
So the main reason for this is
जब
adharma
इसको
only.
समझेंगे नहीं
Until and unless we
तो
understand
हम ऐसे
this,
ही चलते रहेंगे।
we will continue like
नहीं
this only.
समझेंगे कि धर्म के
And we
कारण क्या
will
है।
be under the illusion that
धर्म के कारण
dharma
क्या
is
है, ये भी हम
responsible for
जानेंगे
this.
कि धर्म
It
का
is not because of
दुरुपयोग होता
dharma.
है।
Yeah, people may
धर्म
misuse
के नाम पर,
dharma,
धर्म का
and in the name of
जब
dharma,
बताएंगे
they
नहीं,
may do adharma. So that is not the fault
धर्म
of
के नाम
dharma,
पर कोई बताएगा नहीं आपको
because
कि
dharma is not going to stand here and tell that I am
ये
dharma and you
व्यवस्था
are
है,
wrong. Dharma is, what is dharma? Dharma is a system, it's a
आप
set of
उसको
rules.
गलत
So
तरीके से
if
समझें,
you understand that in
उसको
the wrong
दुरुपयोग
way,
करें, उसको
if you
मिसअंडरस्टैंड
derive the
करें,
wrong interpretation, if you misinterpret
उसका
it,
शोषण करें,
and then you
समस्या ये
exploit
है कि
others.
आदमी के अंदर जब
Because the
काम
problem
आता
is
है
this only, that
तो वो हर
when
चीज़
you
में
are infatuated with
अपना
karma,
ही प्रयोग करता है।
then you want to acquire everything for yourself.
दुष्प्रयोग करते हैं।
People preach dharma
तो इसलिए
also
जानना
and
आवश्यक है कि
do
धर्म
that
है क्या,
preaching for their own benefit. They
मुक्ति मार्ग
misuse
है
it.
क्या,
So
क्योंकि ये भी
you
बहुत
have to
महत्वपूर्ण
understand
है।
what is dharma.
इसमें
What is
किस
this
देवता
set
की
of
पूजा
rules called
करें, किस
dharma?
देवता की पूजा करें,
Because
किस
there
मंत्र
is
का जप करें,
lot of
किस
wrong
मंत्र का
understanding.
जप करें,
People remain
कैसा
confused.
व्रत
Which
करें,
devata should I worship?
कैसे
Which
पूजा
mantra should
करनी
I
है।
chant? Which vrata should I do?
इसका
Which book
धर्म
should
का
I
क्या है,
study? So,
इसका
what is
धर्म का
dharma
प्रमाण क्या है, यानी कि धर्म को
and
जानने का मार्ग क्या है,
what is the praman?
इसको भी
Meaning,
जानना
how to
आवश्यक है।
know
जब
dharma.
मेरे को
So,
धर्म का
that also you have to
जानकारी
understand
नहीं
how
होगी,
to know dharma, from where to know dharma. Because if you don't know
संसार में
dharma, how will you follow dharma?
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है,
Like in
संविधान है,
society, there is a constitution of the
नियमावली है,
government,
दंड संहिता है।
there is law
जब मेरे
book.
को ज्ञान होगा तभी तो मैं
So
उसको
if I have knowledge
जब
of
उसका
that,
ज्ञान ही नहीं है
then
तो
only I
उसको
will be able to
मानना
follow
कैसे,
it. If I don't know, then I have to study that.
तो
I
इसलिए
have to get the knowledge.
धर्म का प्रमाण क्या है,
Similarly,
धर्म का
what
जानना
is the
आवश्यक है।
praman for dharma? What is the way to know
इसलिए मैंने
dharma?
कहा है कि
So
वेदस्य
for that,
शास्त्रस्य
Manusmriti
ज्ञानस्य
says,
च प्रिय आत्मन एतत् चतुर्विधम प्राहु साक्षात धर्मस्य लक्षणम, कि धर्म को जानने के लिए चार उन्होंने विधि बताई हैं।
Manu Maharaj has
सबसे
told
पहले है
four
वेद,
ways to know dharma. First is Veda.
तो वो मूल है,
That is the main root foundation.
स्मृतिशीले च तद्विदाम, तो मूल है धर्म का वेद।
The root of
वेदों
dharma is
साक्षात धर्म
Ved.
प्रणीतम, धर्म का प्रणयन प्रचार भगवान ने स्वयं किया है।
Bhagavan
वेद
himself has given this dharma in the form of Veda.
और वेद आजकल लोगों की समझ में नहीं आते हैं,
Nowadays,
नहीं
people don't understand Veda.
उसके बाद में
They are not qualified to
स्मृति
study
शास्त्र,
Veda. So then after Veda, there is Smriti Shastra.
स्मृति में इतिहास पुराण
So in
धर्मशास्त्र
Smriti,
ये
you have
सब
Itihas Puran, Dharma Shastra.
जिनको कोई
These
पढ़
are they
सकता
are
है,
available. Anyone
उसमें ऐसी
can
कोई
study them.
नियमावली नहीं है कि
There
ब्राह्मण
is no
ही
such
पढ़ेगा
rule
या
for
क्षत्रिय
that
जिसका शास्त्र
only
होगा वही पढ़ेगा।
Dvija can study
उसके
that.
बाद
One
में
who has undergone
व्यास जी
Upanan can study that. Vyasji wrote
धार्मिक
Mahabharat for this reason only, that
कृपा करके उन्होंने जिनको अधिकार
mercifully,
नहीं है उनके लिए
those who do not have
वेद है।
adhikar, eligibility
उसके
to
बाद
study
में आपको
Ved,
महाभारत से भी मिल जाएगा,
for them he gave Mahabharat. So
लेकिन उसको
whatever
देखना
knowledge you get from Veda, you get from
ध्यान
Mahabharat
नहीं देना,
also. But then you have to study Mahabharat
टीवी
also.
सीरियल ही देखें,
But if we do not study Mahabharat, we just watch
टीवी
the
सीरियल ही
television
देखते
serial.
रहें,
So at
पाठ
least
नहीं करते
for the
लेकिन
bare
टीवी सीरियल
minimum, watch
देखते
the
हैं।
serial only.
सीरियल में वो
But the
अपना
problem is in the TV
वेद नहीं
serial,
देते हैं,
they do their own
लेकिन
mixing.
ज्ञान मिलता ही है वहाँ से।
Still, you get some
तो उसको
knowledge
देखकर
definitely.
जीवन में
And
उसको
watching that,
आचरण में लाना,
whatever
ये
you
ध्यान
learn,
रखना
then
चाहिए।
imbibing that in your own life.
और तीसरा है फिर
And
सदाचार,
then the third is Sadachar.
अगर उतना भी नहीं है तो जो
If you have not
सत्पुरुषों
learnt
का क्या आचरण है वो
Smriti
किस तरह से आचरण करते
Itihasas
हैं
also, then
उसको
observe
देखना
the
है।
Satpurushas, watch their behavior of the
और चौथा
Satpurushas,
है जो
and then
आपको
behave
अच्छा लगे,
accordingly. And the fourth is what
लेकिन
you
आपको
like.
अच्छा लगे वो तभी है जब ऊपर वाली चीज का ज्ञान आपको हो।
But this
नहीं तो
rule of
आपको तो
what you
कुछ भी
like is
अच्छा लगेगा नहीं,
applicable only when
ऐसा नहीं।
you already have knowledge of the Vedas, Smriti
चौथा वाला
Shastras,
इसलिए है क्योंकि कुछ नई
and
बातें हैं
the
जो हमको शास्त्र में नहीं मिलती हैं।
Sadachar of Satpurushas. So the fourth one is given because there are some things you may not get in the Shastras. Like there was no tomato earlier
मिर्च भी नहीं
in
थी,
India. There was no
आलू भी नहीं था,
pepper, the mirch.
तो
There was no potato.
तो जैसे हम
So
देखते हैं
like
कि हमारी जो न्याय
hmm,
प्रणाली है उसमें जो
we see our the legal system is there.
अथॉरिटी है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट
So
है,
in that the topmost
उसके
authority
नीचे
is
हाई कोर्ट है।
Supreme Court. Below that there is High Court, and then there are below that there are lower
तो अगर
courts.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट कुछ बोलता है तो
So if Supreme
उसके
Court
विरोध में
gives a verdict,
हाई कोर्ट कुछ नहीं कर
then
सकता,
High Court cannot
हाई
object to
कोर्ट
that.
कुछ कहता है तो उसके
If
विरोध में
High
लोअर
Court
कोर्ट
gives a
कुछ नहीं कर
verdict, the
सकता।
lower courts cannot object to
तो
that.
वेद जो है वो इस तरह से
Similarly,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट
Ved
है,
is like the Supreme Court,
और उसके बाद में स्मृति जो है
and
वो
then
हाई कोर्ट है।
there are Smritis which are like the High Court.
तो अगर स्मृति में कुछ
So
चीजें ऐसी हैं जो
if
वेद
there
में
are some things
नहीं
in
है
the
तो उनको मान्यता
Smriti
नहीं दी
which
जाएगी।
are in opposition to the Ved, then that is not accepted because Vedas are the topmost praman. Then there are Smritis, then there is Sadachar. So Sadachar also cannot go against Smriti and Ved. If somebody is behaving in a certain way, but he is consuming bhang, etc., then people say this is sadhu, they also do that. But all this is against the Smriti. In our Smriti, all this is forbidden.
तो फिर जो स्वस्य च प्रिय आत्मा ने जो मेरा अपना प्रिय है वो भी धर्म के
Then
प्रमाण क्यों
one who
दिया गया
is
है कि वो इसलिए कहा गया है
what
कि
then why the fourth point is given, what is priya to us, what we like. So that point is given because there are some things for which you will not find any mention in Veda, Smriti, Puran, etc. Then what to do about that? Like I said, in 500 earlier, 500 years back, there was no tomato, potato,
अभी आ गई हैं
but now you have them.
करें कि नहीं सेवन करें क्योंकि
So
शास्त्रों
now
में जो
the
लिखा हुआ
question is, what should we do? We should eat all this or no?
है चलो अच्छी बात है जल्दी आ गया तो
So
तो उसमें एक तो ये है कि जो
one point is
साधु
that
हैं
the
देखना है
sadhus,
कि भाई वो क्या कहते हैं क्योंकि उनका एक अपना
they are one praman,
दृष्टि
like
होती है
what do
जिससे
they
वो समझ
say?
सकते हैं
Because they have
कि
their mental
भोजन क्या है क्या
vritti,
नहीं
they can understand whether
उदाहरण
this
के लिए दे रहा हूँ ऐसे
food
हर
item is good for us or no.
कुछ नियम
So
होते
I'm
हैं
just giving for example,
कुछ चीज़ें
but
ऐसी
there may
होती
be
हैं
some
जो इंसान
activities,
बदलता
some
है
rules also. And there are some things
लेकिन अगर
which
समाज
change
बदलता
over
है
a period
तो
of
नियम
time
भी बदल
also.
जाते हैं
Because
लेकिन
when the
रूल जो
society
सेम
changes,
रहते हैं
the rules also
तो वही
change.
चलेगा
But the foundational principles, they do
इसलिए
not change.
स्वस्य च
So
प्रिय
regarding that, it is said that the fourth
बहुत
point, what is according to
ज़रूरी है
your
इसमें मेरा
liking.
प्रिय क्या है या
So then in
बहुत
that we
सारी
have to
चीज़ें
see what
होती
is
हैं
according to
मुझे
my
नहीं पता
liking.
कि इनमें से आप
Like if
सबको
many items are available and Veda
पसंद है
says
कौन सा
all
प्रिय है
are
उसको मैं लूँ
accepted, so there you can decide
लेकिन
based on
साथ
your
में
liking which item you
शास्त्र
like or
से भी
don't like,
समझना
because
चाहिए
all are
कि
allowed by the
समस्त
Shastra.
पदार्थों में कोई निषिद्ध पदार्थ नहीं है
If there is no food
शास्त्र
item which is forbidden
वो मेरे लिए
and
बनाए हैं
within the set of
किसी
food
को अच्छा
items which are
लगेगा तो
allowed,
किसी
you
को
can
अच्छा
take
लगेगा
whatever you like.
तो किसी को
Other
मीठा
person
पसंद
can
आता
take
है
what he
किसी को
likes.
नहीं आता
Somebody likes wheat, somebody likes
तो
rice.
इसमें ये प्रमाण का है
So
तो ये
there,
शास्त्र
for
से
the fourth rule is applicable, what according to
इसमें
your liking. So like
शास्त्र
this,
जो है
Shastra is the pramana, and even if somebody does not
हमारे
know
शास्त्रों ने
Shastra,
मतलब हमको इतना इतनी सहूलियत दी है
our Shastras
हमको समझाने के लिए इतनी सारी जो कहानियां
have
हैं
made
पुराण में
so
महाभारत में
much effort
भागवत
to
ये सब
explain
हमको
dharma
आराम से
to
पढ़
us.
सकते
So
हैं
many
ये जो
rules,
गीता की
stories, Puran, Mahabharat,
उपदेश है ये भी
all
बाहरी
this,
के
the
अंदर नहीं है
teachings of Bhagavad Gita are also embedded inside
ये
the
उन्होंने
story of
हमको एक
Mahabharat only.
सीधा
So
सा नियम दिया है कि आप
So
इसको
Shastra has
इस
given
अगर
us
आपको नहीं
a
आता है धर्म
very simple rule.
और आप
It
पढ़े
says
लिखे
that
नहीं
if
हैं
you do not
तो
know
ये
anything
नियम
about
आपको
dharma,
समझाने
if
हैं
you are not educated at all,
तुलानी परेशान में आचरित कि जिस चीज को आप सोचते हो कि ये
so
मेरे
Shastra says
अनुकूल है
that for that thing
लेकिन उसके लिए ना करें
which you feel it is unfavorable,
तो इसमें
for
हमको
me, whatever you
ये
consider is
बताने
unfavorable
की
to
जरूरत
you,
नहीं है सब
don't
आपको
do
पता
like
चल
that
जाएगा
to others also.
सब इतना कुछ है हमारे यहाँ धर्म को समझाने के
So
लिए
we have so much of
लेकिन
Vedas,
अगर
Shastra,
नहीं जानते हैं
Sahitya,
हमारे पास समय नहीं है
but if we do not have time to learn
तो
anything,
मेरे को
at least we
क्या
understand
प्रतिकूल है
what is
मेरे को क्या
favorable to us,
अनुकूल है
what is unfavorable
ये
to
सब
us.
जानते हैं कि अगर कोई मेरे साथ में
So
झूठ बोल
everybody
रहा है
knows that if somebody
मैं किसी के
is
साथ में व्यवसाय कर रहा हूँ बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ
behaving in a duplicitous way,
मेरे
lying,
को धोखा देता है
somebody is
चीटिंग करता
cheating,
है तो क्या मेरे को अच्छा लगता है
do I like that?
नहीं लगता ना
I don't like that.
तो इसलिए ये नियम हमको ये बताता है कि अगर मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता तो दूसरे को भी अच्छा नहीं लगेगा अगर मैं उसके
So
साथ में
this
हूँ
statement of Shastra says that
तो इसलिए मेरे को
since
ऐसा
you
लगता
don't
है कि
like
दूसरे
that,
के साथ में
you
नहीं
don't do
रहना
that,
चाहिए
don't do that with
ये
others
सीधा साधा
also.
धर्म का नियम है
It's a simple,
कोई
straightforward
मेरा
rule of
सामान चोरी
dharma.
करता है
If somebody
तो क्या मेरा
steals
मतलब
my
मेरे से बगैर परमिशन
property,
मेरी अनुमति के
stealing
सामान ले
means
लेता है
taking
तो मेरे
without
को
my
अच्छा लगेगा
permission, then I
मेरे को
don't like
दिखाई
that.
पड़ता है तो इसलिए दूसरे
that
के
is not
प्रति
favorable,
व्यक्ति
that is unfavorable to me, then I should not do that to others
मेरे
also.
प्रति हिंसा करता है, मेरे
If
को
somebody is
मारता है,
causing violence to me,
मेरे को कटु शब्द
beating
बोलता है,
me,
गाली
or
देता है, तो मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता है।
speaking offensive words,
तो
I
इसलिए
don't like that.
इससे मेरे को ये समझना चाहिए कि मैं दूसरों को भी
So then I should
मारूं,
understand
उसको
that
पीटा
I
दूं,
should also not beat others, not cause
उसको
violence to others,
गाली
not
दूं।
speak offensively to
ये तो
others.
सीधा सा एक बहुत सामान्य सा
So this
सिद्धांत
is
है।
a very simple,
मैं आपको
straightforward
मेरी जो गीता
rule
उपनिषद
in
पढ़ी
for
है
which you don't have to study Ved, Vedanta, any Shastra.
वो अगर हम पढ़ें तो अच्छा है,
If we study that, it is very good.
लेकिन
I am not telling don't
भगवान के
study,
शास्त्र
but
में
I am saying that
साधारण सा
in
जो रूल
Shastra there is a
दिया हुआ है,
very simple
ये
rule also
धर्म
given.
इसको बोलते हैं।
And in Gita also Bhagavan says
औपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति अर्जुन सुखम वा यदि वा दुखम स योगी परमो मतः। भगवान भी गीता में कहते हैं
Bhagavan
छठे
also
अध्याय
says in Gita, in the
में
6th chapter,
आत्मौपम्येन के अपने से तुलना करके आप देख लीजिए
that you
कि
can
जो आपको सुख
compare,
देता है, जो आपको दुख देता है,
you
तो
can
उसको
analyze by
उसको
checking
सुख
in
से
your
तुलना
own
करिए तो
case.
उसलिए
If something is
आप
giving
उसको ऐसा
happiness or
मान
distress
लीजिए
to
कि
you, it
जैसे
will
आप
give
सुखी
happiness
होना
and
चाहते
distress
हैं,
to others
तो
also.
आप दुखी
So
होना नहीं चाहते,
behave with
कोई दुखी
others
होना नहीं चाहता है,
in such a way that you want
चाहे
others behave with
चाहे
you.
स्त्री हो चाहे पुरुष हो,
Because
चाहे
nobody
युवा
wants
हो
to
चाहे
suffer,
वृद्ध हो,
whether old,
कोई दुखी
young,
नहीं चाहता है,
man, woman, nobody
सब
wants to
सुखी होना
suffer.
चाहते हैं।
Everybody
तो
wants
जब मैं ये बात
happiness.
समझता हूँ तो इसका
So
यही
when
धर्म का
I
सार है कि
understand
मैं किसी
this,
न किसी
then
को
this is
सुख दूं,
the simple rule of
सुख दूं
dharma
तो मैं दूसरों को
not to
सुख दूं,
bring suffering in others'
दूसरों को
lives.
सुख देता है, वही
As
तो साधु
far
होता है।
as possible, only give
दूसरों को
happiness in
सुख
others'
देता है,
lives.
उसी को साधु बोलते हैं।
So sadhu means who makes others
तो
happy,
यही भगवान
and
समझाते हैं
asadhu
कि
is one who brings suffering in others'
आप अपनी
lives.
जितनी भी क्रिया करते हैं तो वो इसी दृष्टि से करते हैं कि दूसरों को
So
सुख
when
दें।
Bhagavan appears, he
यहाँ तो
appears with this goal only.
ब्रज में सब लोग
He
पसंद
wants
क्यों
to give
करते
sukha to everyone. Why everybody in
हैं?
Braja
कृष्ण
likes
किसे क्या
Krishna?
करते थे?
Because Krishna used to
सब
serve
प्यार से
everyone.
व्यवहार करते थे,
He used to
ऐसे कभी
behave
किसी से उनकी कोई बैर भाव नहीं
lovingly
थी,
with everyone. He did not have
सब
any
लोग एक
enmity
दूसरे
with
से
anybody.
प्रेम करते थे।
And others also
तो
loved
साधु
him.
का मतलब यही है जो
Sadhu
परोपकारी है।
means this only,
परोपकार
one
करते
who
हैं,
does
पापाचार नहीं
benefit to
करते।
others.
ये भी एक सीधा सा सिद्धांत है धर्म का कि परोपकार करना
So this is a
ये
simple siddhanta of dharma.
ये धर्म है और दूसरों को पीड़ा देना ये पाप है या अधर्म
Giving
है।
suffering to others is adharma,
तो
and doing
परोपकार करिए,
benefit
ये अपने
to
ऊपर
others, that
लागू
is
है,
dharma. Now
इनको
the
कैसे
question may
सुख
be,
देना
what is
है।
suffering? So apply it to
तो
yourself and
ये
check
एक
whether you feel happy or you
बहुत ही
suffer.
संक्षेप में
So
इसका
in a
सार बताया है
nutshell,
शास्त्र में
this is the essence of
कि
dharma.
परेशान प्रतिकूलानि आत्मनः परिकूलानि परेशान ने समाचरित। तो इसलिए भगवान कहते हैं कि जब ये
So
इस
that's why
प्रकार
Bhagavan
धर्म की
says
हानि हो जाती है,
that
लोग उसका
like this,
निंदा
when
करते
dharma
हैं,
declines, people do not
प्रतिपन्नम
behave,
अभ्युत्थानम
act
अधर्मस्य
according to dharma,
अधर्म बढ़
then
जाता
I
है,
appear. When
तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्
adharma increases,
अध्यात्म
then
अर्थात
I manifest myself.
सृजामी का मतलब यहाँ
Here
प्रकट करना से
Srijami
है,
means to
क्योंकि सृज
manifest
का
himself, because
सृजन करना
Srij Dhatu
यानी कि
means
बनाना,
to do Srijan, to
ये
create.
नहीं है कि वो अपना शरीर
So
कोई नया
here
पैदा
it does
करता
not
है,
mean that
अपना
his
शरीर नहीं
body is being born, it's being
वो
created.
प्रकट
His
करता है
body is
ताकि
eternal.
लोगों को
He
दिखाई दे।
manifests it so
नहीं
that
तो
people can
हमारी
see.
चर्म चक्षुओं से उनका दर्शन नहीं होता,
Otherwise, with our material
वो
eyes,
इच्छा
we
से
cannot see him,
शक्ति से
but
दिखाई
by
देता है।
his own will, he makes
तो
himself
यहाँ
visible
आकर
to
वो
us.
बर्ताव करते हैं और हमको शिक्षा देते हैं,
And then he appears in
और
the
यही
society,
अवतार का
and by
उद्देश्य है।
his dealings, by his actions, he teaches
इस
us.
श्लोक में
So,
बताया।
this is the
आगे वाले
purport
श्लोक में
of this
भगवान कुछ
verse.
और थोड़ा
Then, in the next verse, he will elaborate
अपना
more.
प्रवचन यही समाप्त करते
So,
हैं,
we
किसी
will
को कोई
stop here.
प्रश्न हो तो पूछ सकते हैं।
And if you have any question, you can ask.
संदीप जी का प्रश्न है कि
Question:
सृजामी हमको कैसे समझे,
how do we
क्योंकि
understand
भगवान तो
Srijamyaham?
एक दिन में
Because
एक दिन में
Bhagavan
एक बार
uh,
आते हैं, तो क्या
appears once
धर्म
in
की
one
हानि
day
हो
of
जाती है?
Brahma. So does the decline in dharma happen that time
सृजामी
only?
हमको कैसे समझे, क्योंकि भगवान तो ब्रह्मा के दिन में एक
How
बार
do we
आते हैं,
understand
भगवान तो
Srijamyaham?
भगवान
Because
है,
Bhagavan
स्वयं
appears
ही तो एक बार
once in
आते
a
हैं
day of
और
Brahma.
आने का
So Swayam Bhagavan Krishna appears once, but he has so many avatars. So when we are discussing here, we are not just talking about the Swayam Bhagavan form. He has so many avatars. They are limitless.
भागवत में लिस्ट दी है पूरी और फिर कहा है
In
कि
Bhagavatam, there is a list,
संख्या नहीं
and then it is said that there is actually you cannot the number cannot be counted. Actually, the number of avatars is limitless. Any other question?
राधे हाँ राधे राधे बाबू जी। बाबू जी मेरा एक प्रश्न है कि अगर कोई
Question:
राग द्वेष से हटता है और राग द्वेष से मतलब
if
ऊपर होकर
somebody
संबंध
rises
बनाता है
above Raga
रिलेशनशिप
Dvesh
बनाता है
and
तो
maintains the
फिर उसमें
relations,
गहराई वो कैसे ला सकता है
then
मतलब
how can he
इमोशन कैसे
bring emotion or depth in the relation?
क्या इमोशन लानी है आपको इमोशन लाए
So,
तो
what emotion do you want to bring?
वही
When there is emotion, there
स्पिरिचुअल
will
डेप्थ
be
भी है राग द्वेष
Raga
पे
Dvesh.
भी कार्य करने में।
वो
So,
प्रेम
my
से होगा
question.
ना फिर आप उनको
So,
प्रेम कीजिए
depth will happen
वो प्रेम
by
से
love,
राग
not
द्वेष
by
भाव
Raga
से मन के
Dvesh.
संबंध से
Raga Dvesh is related to the
मन
body,
से ऊपर उठ के आत्मा के
and
संबंध से
Prema is related to the Atma. They are also Atma
भगवान के
only,
अंश हैं
and they are also
अगर
anshas
आप
of
भगवान से
Bhagavan.
प्रीति करते हो तो
So
उसके
if you
अंश से
have
प्रीति करते हो
Preeti for Bhagavan, then you will have Preeti for his anshas
इमोशन
also, or no?
इमोशन
So
लाना है
one is that
शरीर के
you
संबंध से
display emotion related to the
वो बंधन का
body,
कारण बनेगा
that will become a
और
cause
एक
for
है आप इमोशन
bondage,
दिखाएं तो
and
उसका
other
प्रेम से
is
संबंध आना
other is
वो
you
आपको
show emotion that is related to Bhagavan, that will become the cause of
थोड़ा कठिन है
liberation.
क्योंकि उसका हमको अनुभव नहीं है
It is little difficult to
हमारे
understand
लिए
because we have no prior
इसलिए ये
experience
आसान
of
लगता है और उसको
this.
छोड़ना कठिन लगता
Our
है
experience is only of Raga Dvesh. That's why it
उसको
appears
समझना
easy,
आसान
and
है
giving up appears
प्रयास
to be
करना
very difficult. But then we have to get the right understanding, and then we have to practice according to the right
शरीर से
understanding
संबंध
based on
बनाकर आप
Shastra.
करोगे तो राग कभी
If
द्वेष में भी
you
बदल जाएगा
behave at based
शरीर
on
बदल
bodily
जाएगा
attachment, then that Raga Dvesh will also change because body also
स्वस्थ बन
changes.
जाएगा
If somebody is
उसका
young,
उसका
he or she
कष्ट
appears
बढ़ जाएगा
beautiful.
रोग बढ़ जाएंगे
When the face
फिर आपका मन
will
करेगा उसके
change,
साथ बैठने का
then you will not feel like sitting with him or
वही माँ
her.
बाप जिनकी गोद में आप खेलो जब बूढ़े हो
Same
जाते हो उनके
parents
साथ
with
भी
whom
बैठना नहीं चाहते
you enjoyed in childhood, when they become old, you don't want to sit with
उनको
them.
भेज दो
You send them to old age home.
लेकिन अगर आत्मा से करोगे तो आत्मा तो बूढ़ी होती नहीं है
But Atma does not
चाहे
become old.
शरीर कैसे भी हो अंदर आत्मा तो वही है
What no matter whatever is the state of the body, Atma is
तो
same
सारे
only.
संबंध तो आत्मा से ही है भगवान के
And
माध्यम से
actually relation is with Atma only via Bhagavan.
भगवान को केंद्रित रख के
So
संबंध
keeping
बनाना
Bhagavan in the center, relation should be maintained.
नवदीप जी का प्रश्न है कि क्या
Next
ऐसा
question.
सही समय नहीं है जब भगवान
Is
नई
isn't
आज्ञा
the
देकर
time isn't it the time for Sri Bhagavan to come and re-establish
जीवन का
dharma?
शेष रहेगा?
By the end of Kali Yuga, there won't
कहने
be
का
much
मतलब
to
राग
save
द्वेष करोगे तो
anyways.
धर्म समाप्त हो जाएगा वही मैं आपको
So
बता रहा
saving
हूँ
means
धर्म
you are
समाप्त नहीं
thinking
होगा
that dharma will be destroyed.
नियम
That's what
कैसे
I said.
समाप्त हो जाएंगे
Dharma is never
धर्म तो
destroyed. How can rules be
सत्य बोल रहे हैं
destroyed?
इसमें क्या समाप्त हो जाएगा
Speak
जो लोग
truthfully.
हैं उसको
What is
फॉलो
there to
करते
be
हैं
destroyed in that? It is up to people. They follow or they
जाएगा नहीं
don't follow. What do you mean it will not remain?
जाएगा नहीं का मतलब यही है ना कि कोई पालन नहीं कर रहा होगा
It will not remain means
जाएगा नहीं
people are not following. So
स्थापित नहीं
Bhagavan
होगा
will come and he will
जैसे
ensure that
भगवान है
people follow.
वो तो मार भी देते हैं
So like Bhagavan
मन
is
करता है तो उसको
there, he can even kill
ऐसे
the
कल्याण भी करते
asuras.
हैं
So that is also his mercy
आपका
only.
कल्याण करते हैं
By killing also he gives
साधु लोग
mercy.
हैं वो अपने वाणी
Sadhus,
से उपदेश
they
देके
give mercy by their
सबको
talks, their
समझाते हैं
instructions,
यही स्थिति
they
है
teach people. This is dharma
तो इसी वजह
sthapana.
से मैंने कहा कि धर्म की
So
गिरावट
that's
नहीं
why,
है
as I
उसका मतलब
said,
ये नहीं कि वो धर्म खत्म हो गया धर्म
decline
टूट
in
गया कोई
dharma
बात नहीं
does not mean that dharma is
लोग नहीं है जो उसका पालन करेंगे
destroyed. Nobody can now see dharma. It means
यातायात
people,
करते
there
हैं
will be no, hardly there will be
पालन
people who
नहीं किया
follow
उसका
that. Like there
देखते
is
हैं
traffic
हमारे देश में
now, we
विशेष रूप
see
से
that especially in our
जितना
country,
हो रहा
people
है
hardly follow traffic rules, but still now there is
इसका मतलब ये
improvement.
थोड़ी कि यातायात के नियम खत्म हो
So
गए
does that mean the rules of traffic are
आपका अधिकार
destroyed?
है कभी भी पालन करो
If you want to follow, you can follow
अगर
anytime.
कोई भी पालन नहीं कर रहा है वो
Even if
अपराध है
nobody else is following, if you follow, then there is dharma.
जोयल जी का प्रश्न है कि अगर शास्त्र में जो धर्म
Next
बताए गए हैं
question.
वो संविधान से विरोध
The dharma that is told in,
उसको
if
दंड
state law
से
contradicts Shastra dharma, should one follow state law to avoid punishment,
संविधान
or
में
should
लिखा
one
है
break the law to
या
stay truthful
संविधान का
to
तोड़
Shastra?
जैसे कोई उदाहरण दीजिए,
शास्त्र के प्रति
कोई
So
उदाहरण
give some example,
ये एक जनरल क्वेश्चन है.
because it's a general question.
धीर ललित जी कृपया अपना प्रश्न पूछें. उन्होंने
क्योंकि कई बार जो है ना हम ऐसे सोचते हैं और उसका कोई उदाहरण होता ही नहीं है, तो कुछ उदाहरण तो दीजिए ना कि क्या है ऐसा
So many times what happens, we just think,
धर्म के अनुसार है.
but we don't give any example.
धीर ललित जी कृपया अपना प्रश्न पूछें.
पीछे माइक देना.
Apology.
यस.
Thanks for the wonderful lecture. You made it very clear that dharma is sometimes joined to our very nature, like fire, and then sometimes rules are made for us to follow. And obviously, as Vaishnavas, we have to follow Ved, Smriti, and that. But sometimes we're living in a society where laws are created. For instance, you said, how to keep left or how to keep right in specific countries for wellness. But sometimes they also create laws that are antagonistic to Ved or Smriti. And in those conditions, an example would be like
give me an example.
We should be protecting the cow, but yet in some Western countries, the law is very open for them to slaughter the cow. And now, as Chitragupta, we are failing our duty to protect the cow. So how does that affect us?
No, if you can protect, then it is good, but you should not kill yourself. There is no injunction that if someone else is killing and you are unable to protect, then you will go to hell. If you have the power and you don't protect, then you are liable for it. But if it is beyond your power, which is the case, because we don't have power over the state, then we are not liable for that. उनका प्रश्न ये है कि अगर
His question is
सरकार
that
नियम बनाती है
if government is making some law,
हत्या,
like
तो अभी
say for example regarding cow slaughter,
ये
suppose
खोले हुए हैं
there are
खाने,
slaughterhouses.
और शास्त्र कहता है कि गोरक्षा
Shastra says that we should protect the cow.
तो क्या हम क्या कर सकते हैं उसमें?
Then
पाप
what
लगेगा.
can we do? Shall we become will we become implicated in sin
हमारी
because we are not
शक्ति है उसको
protecting?
रोकने की,
So my answer is that if we
हम
have
नहीं
the
रोकेंगे
power
तभी हमको
to
पाप
protect
लगेगा.
and we don't protect, then we will be implicated in sin
अगर मेरे
because
पास
we are
पावर
not
है मैं
following the
नहीं
dharma. But if I do not
शक्ति
have
है
that
मैं नहीं
power,
करूँ और दूसरा
then
कर रहा है
I do not kill the
उसको
cow
शक्ति नहीं है
and
तो
others are
उससे मुझे
killing
पाप
and I
लगेगा.
don't have the power to stop them, then why will I become implicated in sin?
Jai Babaji. Very nice. I was thinking of an example, maybe in this connection with following truthfulness, but Dharma might be, there might be some obstruction. In the case of Ambarish Maharaj, it was time for him to observe Paran, break an Ekadasi, but Durvasa Muni came. So he was conflicted between Dharma but Bhakti and following Bhakti.
No, but the conflict was resolved. The conflict was resolved that he can take water and do the paran, and that would not break Ekadashi, I mean the rule of paran. So that's what he did.
But Durvasa thought that he broke Dharma and
No, he did not break. It is Durvasa's mistake.
Yes.
That's why he has to come and fall down at his feet.
Yes.
Ambarish did not make any mistake. He did not break the law of karma or bhakti. But it was misunderstood by Durvasa.
Echo Prashna. We see that Krishna comes to establish Dharma, yada yada dharmasha. But then in the 18th chapter, he tells Arjuna, Sarvadharma Parityajam, Mamekam Saranamrita. Can you comment on this?
तो उनका प्रश्न ये है कि
So
भगवान
his
कहते
question
हैं
is that Bhagavan is telling, I appear to establish dharma, but at the end he tells that give up all dharma and take my
तो
shelter.
इसका उत्तर ये है कि
So the answer is,
यातायात के नियम का उदाहरण देकर समझाता हूँ।
like, let me give the example of traffic rules. The rules of traffic are like dharma, but what is the goal of that dharma?
गंतव्य स्थान तक पहुँचना।
The goal is to reach the destination. The goal of dharma is not just to keep following dharma.
धर्म के लिए ही नहीं है केवल,
Dharma is not just for the sake of dharma. Dharma is for the sake of achieving the goal of human life. So the goal of dharma is to
ऐसा नहीं है कि हम धर्म
achieve Bhagavan, attain Bhagavan.
ये तो जरासंध
It is not that we just keep following dharma but not do bhakti. Like Jarasandh, he was a very dharmic, religious person, but he was antagonistic to Krishna, so he was killed. So the goal of dharma is not just dharma. Even if you see the four purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, and then moksha. So above dharma is moksha.
से एक श्लोक
So, like there is a verse,
एकम कुलस्य अर्थे कुलम ग्रामार्थे त्यजेत ग्रामम जनपदार्थे आत्मार्थे पृथ्वीम त्यजेत, कि अगर आपका परिवार है और परिवार के ऊपर
so like
संकट
if
आया,
you have a family and there is a problem in the family, there is some trouble, major trouble in family. So by sacrificing one member, if the family can be saved, then save the family.
लेकिन एक
Similarly, if there is major trouble to village, but if it is possible to save the village by sacrificing one family, then save the village.
पर संकट है तो एक
And if there is
अगर शत्रु कहता है कि एक
trouble
गांव दे दो मेरे को,
to the whole
मैं तो दे दूंगा,
district,
लेकिन
then by saving one village, if you can save the district, save it.
लेकिन अपनी रक्षा करने
But
के लिए
if to protect yourself,
बलिदान कर
even if you have to sacrifice the whole earth,
ये नहीं कि मैं सेल्फिश हो जाऊं,
then do it. So here, for protecting yourself does not mean becoming selfish. What it means is that the goal of life to get bhakti,
इसलिए गीता में भगवान
if required, you can give up everything
आता हूं, लेकिन धर्म का उद्देश्य मुझे प्राप्त करना
for bhakti. So Bhagavan says that I appear to establish dharma, but the goal of dharma is to achieve bhakti for me. It is not that you remain engaged in dharma and forget bhakti. So there is no contradiction, but it appears like contradictory.
परित्याज्य का मतलब वहां धर्म का परित्याग करने का मतलब
And there sarva dharman parityajya
धर्म का मैं पालन ना करूं,
does not mean breaking dharma or not following dharma.
मेरा उद्देश्य, लेकिन अगर ऐसी स्थिति तो इसलिए उसमें कोई विरोध नहीं है।
So there is no contradiction there.
प्रश्न है किसका?
परमानंद जी का प्रश्न है कि
Question.
युधिष्ठिर जी ने
I have a doubt about Yudhishthir Maharaj's statement that dharma protects the one who follows dharma. If Bhagavan is the only one who can establish and enforce dharma and he is independent, why would the actions of an insignificant person as myself have any influence on whether or not I am protected by dharma?
वो धर्म की स्थापना किसके लिए कर रहे हैं?
The answer,
के लिए ही तो कर रहे हैं।
why is he establishing dharma? For you only. Bhagavan does not need dharma.
कहना कि समाज
I told earlier that in order to maintain order in the society, dharma is established. So it is we who are living in the society.
है जो शक्तिशाली
Otherwise, one who is powerful, he will exploit the weak person.
से हमें ही लाभ है
So dharma is for our own benefit.
के लिए, और
So dharma is for the upliftment of society and for individual upliftment also.
जो है वो
The benefit of dharma is at individual level as well as societal level.
तो तुच्छ व्यक्ति के लिए ही वो धर्म की स्थापना करते हैं।
So for insignificant person,
के बंधन में पड़े रहेंगे,
mainly he establishes dharma. Otherwise we get implicated in the karma and then we suffer.
तन्मय जी का प्रश्न है कि
Question
बताया कि हमें
regarding the idea that one should not do something that we don't like done to us.
खुद नहीं अच्छा लगेगा।
The major challenge is that
हमें एक चुनौती आती है कि
sometimes in our dealings we have to decide between two different individuals,
निर्णय लेने से
and we have to pick one course of action that dissatisfies one and pleases the other. This is what I find difficult, because one person becomes dissatisfied and unhappy.
तो देख लिए शास्त्र में कौन सा सम्मत है. अब मैंने ये
So
थोड़ी
then
कहा कि
answer, you have to check in Shastra.
ये नियम जो है
I never said that you just follow that only one principle, that
साथ में शास्त्र
do,
है ना.
don't do
आप तो
what
बिल्कुल शास्त्र
you don't want to be done to us. So Shastra is there. You are not ignorant of in Shastra. So check Shastra.
नियम है ये तो उसके जिसको कुछ भी ज्ञान नहीं है शास्त्र का.
This rule, what I said, it is for the person who doesn't know anything about Shastra. So at least follow this much. But we who understand Shastra, we should follow Shastra.
प्रश्न है कि धर्म की
Question:
विभिन्न परिभाषा है और धर्म की मूल परिभाषा
Dharma has different definitions, and the main definition of dharma is dharayati iti dharma. So how do we understand that? Like in the context of this definition, how do we understand paropakar, doing benefit to others, is dharma, and giving suffering to others is adharma? So what will do dharan? Paropkar or giving suffering to others? What holds to the what will hold the society? What will maintain society? Doing benefit to others or giving suffering to others? If you make others suffer, they will become revengeful against you. So that will lead to that will bring order in the society or chaos. What will it bring?
नवदीप जी कहते हैं कि
Next
आज के
question.
समय में
In modern times, countries like the Britain and the USA have used power and
देशों का शोषण करने के
cunning to exploit others, such as India and parts of Africa.
लिए वे वैदिक
They
जीवन
do
के
not follow
परिणाम
dharma as outlined in Vedic literature, nor do they seem concerned about the consequences of adharma.
रूप से
Yet
समृद्ध हैं.
they remain materially prosperous and continue to dominate others. Why do such adharmic nations succeed materially
भौतिक रूप से
despite disregarding dharma?
तो आपके ऊपर आप सफलता किस
So it is up to you what is success according to you.
55% लोग मानसिक रोगी हैं, क्या वो
The country in which 55% people are suffering mentally, in America, it is said that 55% have mental disease. So for you, according to you, that is success?
वहाँ अच्छी सड़कें हैं,
You just see they have good roads, people wear nice clothes, but mentally they are suffering so much.
तो एक कहते हैं ना कि
So like it is said,
साउंड बॉडी
sound mind in sound body, and other is
इन साउंड बॉडी.
crazy mind in sound body.
तो आप क्रेजी माइंड इन साउंड बॉडी को सफलता मानते हैं.
So according to you, crazy mind in a sound body is success. That may be success according to you, but not according to me.
I was thinking there's another example in Mahabharata of param dharma, as you explained earlier. So in the case of Yudhishthira, Dharmaraj, Krishna said, you say that Ashwatthama is dead. And he hesitated. And some say that his chariot, when she never touched the ground, came down because he told a lie. But actually we know that it was because he didn't follow Krishna's instructions. So.
यस. चलो बंद करते हैं. प्रार्थना श्लोक. सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनंदनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्. एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव. एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा. कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः. यच्छ्रेयः स्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रे। भवे भवे यथा भक्तिः पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देवेश नाथस्त्वं नो यतः प्रभो। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपाप प्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम्। हरि ओम तत्सत्।